All right, so again, welcome everyone. I'm Dr. Nichole. I'm the founder of Money Essentials for Women. And today I have Nichole here with us, who is a guru and expert on all things lead magnets. So we're gonna be talking about lead magnets, how to create a lead magnet fast, but make sure it's also really valuable. If you have questions throughout the conversation, we do hope we can really make this engaging. So answer the questions you have, drop them in the chat as we're going. I'll kind of be our MC and let Nichole lead the way for the next hour. So take it off, Nichole.
All righty. Can you all see my screen? I think
Yes.
so. All right. So thank you all for letting me, thank you, Annie, for letting me present. And as I said before we started, I am going to make it more interactive. So if you want, if you have questions, put them in the chat for me, or you can even come off mute. I do not mind. I want to make sure that any questions that you have, that we get to answer them. And there's just so much to cover, and I get excited about this because, as you know, nowadays everybody has one, or it feels like everybody has one, but not all of the ones we download are helpful or create customers. So there we go. I am attorney Nichole Shelton. You'll find me more professionally under Nichole Compton. That had been my brand for 20-something years. I just recently got married. I'm a professional speaker, an author, a certified tax advisor, business advisor, MBA, attorney, all the things. My MBA, however, is in entrepreneurship. And so I help business owners make sure that their businesses are profitable, that they're launched legally, and that also the business owners are well-rounded. So to give you everything that you need to keep your business going and making money. I've already told you a little bit about who I am. I've mentored businesses all the way from people who were aspiring to be a business owner all the way up to Fortune 500 companies. I like working with smaller businesses, however, because those are usually the ones who are able to pivot faster and more open to the change. And I see more progress in what I share with them. And so I've done, like I said, I've done a little bit of everything. I started out in general practice as an attorney, but I've always done business consulting and advising. I've been fortunate to work with, like I said, small companies, larger companies, as well as to present or do corporate trainings for these and others. All right. This slide was to be, tell me who all has a business, has a lead magnet or some type of info product for their business. You can put it in the chat. I heard you all speaking about it when I first logged on, but I'm just curious how many have one and kind of where you are with that. Okay. Ebooks, checklists, 10 different options is great. So I don't know about you all, but I know myself and dealing with my clients, there is always that lead magnet emergency. You know that you're going to present to someone, or you're going to give a speech, you're going to give a workshop at work, you're telling somebody about your business, or you're trying to find new leads for your business, and you realize you don't have anything to give. And nowadays, it's almost expected that you will have some kind of lead magnet on your website, on your page, when you give a speech. I work some with professional speakers and presenters and business owners who do presentations and pitch decks about their business and what they need. And what I find is many of them get off of the stage or they finish their pitch and they really don't have any value to give. They realize that they missed an opportunity to make sure that their contact information, that their website or where people could engage with them or buy from them is missing. Most people don't use business cards anymore, and lead magnets have become kind of the new business card, but also a way to get people into your funnel or your business flywheel. With your lead magnets, it not only can help you to gain new customers or qualified leads, or even make you look great, but it can also, it can also increase your bottom line. Most people don't take advantage, or they're not able to convert their marketing leads. So you may find a prospective customer or client, and if you don't have a way to kind of nurture that relationship, they fail to convert to an actual buying customer. And lead magnets are a great way to make that happen. So what you'll learn today is we're going to talk about how to create professional lead magnets. I apologize because I thought I had that on mute. I think when I was frazzled with Zoom, must have not. You're going to learn about how to create professional lead magnets faster than you can get food delivered to your house. We're going to do it in under 2 hours. We're going to learn the exact system that I've used it for myself, as well as clients that seems to get good results and be able to convert. When I say convert, making sure that you have a pleased prospective client that converts to a paying client, and or at least to have them on your list so that you can continue the conversation and to nurture them. You're also going to be able to walk away with at least a fully conceptualized lead magnet to think through kind of what it is that you could offer and create like today, hopefully at least within the next couple of days. And so I want to try to give you a clear roadmap to how to get it. Now, the one thing that I will promise you is if you can stick with me to the end, I don't have anything to sell you, but I do have some freebies, some really good things that will help you to get your lead magnet crafted and out the door, up and running. So most people get scared when it comes time to make a lead magnet. One of the reasons they get scared is they're not sure what it is. Another reason that they get scared is they get overwhelmed with the encyclopedia syndrome of feeling like you have to know everything, or the perfection analysis. So let's talk first. What is a lead magnet? Simply put, it's a valuable it gives value, a valuable free resource that you offer in exchange for someone's contact information, usually. So that, like I said, you can cultivate a relationship. The number one business purpose is to basically build your list. Your list is where your value is. That's where you can contact your prospective customers. You can let them know what new sales or products you have out, where you can engage with them and ask for feedback, to do surveys, take polls, and to establish your expertise. So hopefully when you have your lead magnet, it is in line with your product or service or your business. The encyclopedia syndrome that I talked about is that people get overwhelmed, and one of the reasons they don't do lead magnets is because they feel like they have to give everything possible in that lead magnet, that it has to be so comprehensive that nothing gets left out, and then you never start because you're frustrated. Or the perfection and paralysis, analysis by paralysis, or perfection paralysis, that kicks in when you look at other people's and say, you feel like, well, mine isn't as polished, or, they look like they spent a whole bunch of money on theirs and mine's not going to be the same. And so in doing the comparison or looking at what you think other people have, you kind of freeze up and you get stuck. And so you have this grandiose idea, but your lead magnet doesn't have to be that. It does not have to be an encyclopedia. It does not have to be, your complete autobiography or your complete list of everything that you do in your business. Instead, you want to treat it as your business card on steroids. You want to be able to have value in it that your prospective client or customer can get really quickly. And you want to be able to make it really quickly. This isn't something that should be as daunting. And one of the ways that you do that is because you want to be able to solve one specific problem, not all of their problems, not everything that you do, just one specific thing that would make them go, oh, I was wondering how to do that. Or I didn't know this even existed, but I need this step before I can get to this step, and this step. And so I saw in the chat, I think it was Annie said about 10 different options for a lead magnet. And that's great, especially if you have different services you offer. You can have a lead magnet for each. Or if you have like a framework that you offer to your clients that you work through with your clients or your customers. And so if you have a 5-point framework, you may take a snippet out of each one of those and really focus on one thing out of there and use that as your lead magnet. So a couple of really great high converting examples that could be really easy for someone to do quickly would be, well, one of the newer ones that I get excited about is having an audio course. So instead of, most of us have gotten overwhelmed. There's YouTube videos on everything. There's a podcast on everything. There's webinars, workshops, books, and it's a lot. Most people now, the trend is that most people now are doing audio. So that you always have your ear pods in, you may work out, have your headphones on, riding in the car, you can put it onto your Bluetooth and listen. So having something that's short, it can be 15 minutes discussing one topic, solving one problem is really quick and easy. Some other of the 3 successful ones that I found are checklists or just regular lists. So having a list of, all of the software that you use on a daily basis, that may help help your customers or help whoever's reading your lead magnet or gets your lead magnet to be able to see the suggestions that you make. So a checklist or just a regular list, those are easy to create. They're easy to digest. So the people that get them don't mind at least looking over, reading them. And I don't know about you guys, but I will keep a good list. If it is something that I don't have to go research and it's very, 1 page, 2 pages, and very succinct, that converts well and people want to keep it and use it. The third thing that seems to be highly converting is a quick template. So I've seen templates on everything. So I've seen templates for how to create your headline for an email, how to create your how to create an ebook quickly, how to title your YouTube video. Those are really good ones that people can plug and play. So it's really easy for them to use what you gave them, and most people will. Now, there are other types of lead magnets, and we can talk about those, but those are 3 that I've seen that have worked really well and that are easy. I've even seen lead magnets that are simple, such as a checklist to pull in over 500 subscribers in less than a week. Some people are able to do it much faster. My personal rate is that. And so again, most successful lead magnets, you only are looking to solve one problem, touch on one issue. Most lead magnets, I get ahead of myself. Most lead magnets fail because, again, the encyclopedia syndrome or trying to make it perfect. Let me add something right here. It doesn't have to be perfect. lead magnets, I've seen beautiful lead magnets that you could tell that they spent hours on, maybe even hundreds or thousands of dollars, but it really didn't have the substance. I've had other lead magnets that I've received that could be, it can be a link to their Notion and just a page that you download or you copy over from Notion app. I've seen it be just a plain Word document with a title and the list, or a title and the info, and those will outperform and be more preferred than the one that's beautiful. And here's the other thing. If it has the value and it gives value and it has substance to it, you can always go back and edit it. You can go back and put it into Canva or PowerPoint and make it to where it looks like you spent $1 million, and you don't have to. So don't feel like it has to be perfect on the first run. You can always update it later. And again, like I said before, it doesn't have to be your whole autobiography. It doesn't have to be everything that you've ever done in life, but it can be your business card on steroids. So one key point that I'll just throw in here is when you're making it, make sure that the last page or the footer or the header, somewhere on there has your name, your email, your website, and if you want, your picture or your logo. Those are easy, but you want to make sure you have that. There's nothing worse than getting a lead magnet and want to reach out to the person that sent it. You look in your box on your computer and realize, I don't even know who sent this or how I got it. And believe me, I have seen that. All right, so well, I've already given some of these conversion rates. Conversion rates for lead magnets can get really high. I told you about having, over 500 subscribers in a week. Wedding photographer client, that put together this extensive guide. It was a waste of time because it took forever to put it. And when we converted it to just a simple one-page checklist that was like an hour and a half tops to put together, that distilled a lot of the information that was in this beautiful guidebook, the conversion rate doubled, more than doubled. So just not trying to overwhelm people. Most people aren't expecting you to give them the world in a lead magnet. They're not. They are expecting that one quick solution that can help them. So remember, if you keep it simple, that's the best solution. That's what's going to get them to convert and keep it. Now, one of the things that I've designed, I call it the rapid results framework. It's really quick, making sure that you're given value versus just creating a whole bunch of content, making sure that it's a micro solution, and then implementing it with speed over perfection. So if you can remember those three things in the framework, you will guaranteed get rapid results from what you have. Oh, sorry, I clicked off. Okay. Okay, so I promised you that we were going to talk about creating your content in under 2 hours, right? For you all who are curious how we can do that and how you use the framework that I just spoke about, we're going to talk about the different phases and how you can actually do this in a matter of 2 hours or less. Most times you can do it in much less. I've done it in as little as 30 minutes and still provided value. And so let's get to talking. So first, you want to be able to strategically select what problem you're going to solve. And so in being able to select that, you want to look for what's the problem that you're going to solve, what the solution is that they desire, and how you can give an irresistible topic to go with that. And so coming up with five questions that will identify what you know best, as well as identifying what is going to be irresistible to your clients. So some of that's the hardest part, is doing the deep dive, trying to figure out what they want to know, what solution you're trying to solve, and then what what format works best for them to actually put this into play. The second thing, well, let me back up. So your lead magnet, again, shouldn't be your everything. So if you're thinking about like dinner and a 5-course meal, your 5-course meal, your dinner, that's everything that you offer. That's all your services that start to finish, how you solve their major problem. If you think about your lead magnet as an appetizer, that helps. And when I say an appetizer to a meal, if your product that you're selling is a course, then your appetizer shouldn't be a mini course, because the mini course it is too similar to the overall service. But what may work is a quiz, because a quiz complements a course really well. You usually have the pre-quiz and then the lesson, and then there's usually a quiz or a certification at the end of a course. So having a quiz works really well. All right, so having I brought up meals, I guess because it's getting around dinner time where I am, but there's a Quicken blogger who was able to create 4 lead magnets in one afternoon. If you count that out as 2 hours or less, that's 2 hours or less for each. That seems like it would be an 8-hour day, but it really wasn't. With the substitution cheat sheet, what to substitute for your meal. Like if you don't want to use sugar, what can you substitute? If you don't have a certain type of flour, and for your recipe, what can you use, or a certain kind of meat, what you can substitute it with. That brought in a 22% conversion. The meal prep checklist brought in an 18% conversion, which I was really surprised, because I would think that the meal prep one would be much easier for a cooking blog, but we were wrong. And that's why we can't assume that we know the audience. We have to test it and let the data guide us. Another one that was tried was a kitchen measurement conversion guide that could be printed out so that they could convert, let's say, liters to ounces or whatever. And then flavor pairing guide ended up having the highest conversion. So the 2 that I thought all of them were pretty easy to make, but the 2 that I thought that were going to be the most desirable, ended up that they weren't. But that was because this particular cooking blogger, that is what their audience demanded. So whenever you can test different kinds to see what your audience desires, especially compared to what your main service or product is, you want to listen. As creators, as a business owner who's creating a lead magnet, it's easy to think that you know, or to want to give people what you want to give them. But at the end of the day, we are trying to provide value for them, and we want them to get something out of what we're sharing. Phase 2 for my 3-point blueprint to create 2 hours or less content is the content block method for outlining. Looking at creating a quick outline without overwhelming yourself. To start with that, one, you want to try to write down, you want to do a brain dump first of all the different things that you think may be good pieces or good portions of information for your prospective clients. So you want to do a brain dump. Then if you can, you want to take and break that content down into blocks and see if there's any that you can structure later to add. Structure ends up being your friend. How you present it, how you put it together, and how quickly you can disseminate it to them, all make a difference, and they all matter. All right. Leveraging versus creating. This is the good stuff. So listen up, get your pens and paper out. Most clients that I work with have never heard of PLR or MRR. Is anybody ever dealt with PLR or MRR and have any experience with it? Let me know in the chat. I'm just curious. So for those who don't know, and I am watching the chat just to see, but for those who don't know what PLR and MRR are, PLR is private label rights, MRR, master resale rights. These are products that are, let's say, white labeled. Somebody else creates them. And with a PLR, depending on what the license is, the license tells you what you can do with the product. So what you can change or not change, where you can use it at. Some PLR you cannot use on, let's say, publishing it on Kindle, because that you don't have the actual copyright to it and it's not your original. So a lot of times Amazon will ding you on it, but it doesn't mean that it's still not quality or that you can't use it. Then there's MRR, which is master resale rights. Usually with those, you can, the license looks different. And with those, you don't even have to change anything. You can resell the product exactly like it is. With MRR, you usually get more rights to the material. So with MRR, you can also resell it to your clients for them to resell it to their customers if you so choose. Now, if you use PLR or MRR or white labeled material, I do need to say this. As an attorney, it is very important that you are ethical in how you use existing content. And that kind of goes into the next bullet point as well. What you don't want to do if you use a PLR product, even if it is from a reputable company or producer, you still want to read it over yourself. Make sure that what it says is what you teach or believe or is in line with your products and services. But the best thing to do is, if you're going to use a PLR or MRR, is to use it sparingly, wisely, and in conjunction with your own personal stuff. So you want to go through, if there's any links in there that recommend a product, making sure that it's not somebody else's affiliate link, or that the information in there, like the links, are correct in there. If it says it suggests 10 tools that you can use tonight for content creation, if I was to give something like that, I would make sure that the links are still good, that there's not an affiliate code hidden in the link, and that it is a product that I would use. You also can add your own artwork, your own pictures, those kind of things. That helps to get rid of a lot of time and headache and hassle and the perfection paralysis, because you already have something to work from. And it's always easier to start with something than to start with scratch. And so start from scratch to do it from a blank sheet. ChatGPT and all of the the AI models all have capabilities. I know as an adjunct, I get, sure. I know as an adjunct, I've gotten, and as a business consultant, I work with a business incubator. And I remember we had an interview and somebody made a pitch deck. And we asked them a question about their pitch deck. It was generated on AI. And they didn't know what it had even written in their own pitch deck because they hadn't read it. So it not the most ethical way to do it. However, if you're really good at prompting, being able to go on to ChatGPT or Claude and get an outline from there or a suggestion of what topics or what kind of lead magnets are out there that may be good, that is a great way to use ChatGPT. I've also taught for people to go online and if you use one of the newer LLM models, it can search the internet and actually see updated things. I think Claude is one of them. And you can put in and say, hey, look at the subreddit topic on, let's say, the cooking blogs, and what do people want to see more in a cooking blog, or what are the problems that people searching on cooking blogs are looking for, what are the keywords, and have Claude or ChatGPT to look up and give you that data. So as I talked about before, when you have the different kinds you can use, there you can find the different kinds that are available. So in the chat, I got a question about sharing some examples of PLR and MRR items that we can use. I'm going to put that to the end only because I have some websites that I can share with you that I've known over the years that seem like they put out quality. And there's many out there. If you do a search on PLR or MRR items, oh my gosh, you would get overwhelmed with what is out there. But a lot of what is out there is junk. It's stuff that's either outdated or somebody quickly made. And again, we talked about making sure that you're actually delivering value. So when you're using this stuff and finding it, you want to be able to get value. So when you're looking for, so I will take you to some websites so that you can see what I'm talking about. You want to be able to assess whether you have a reputable provider for the PLR, and I'm gonna clump it together, PLR, but you know we're talking about both. You also want to make sure that you can easily customize it to your brand. Claude and some of the other AIs are able to rebrand things and put your colors in there to make sure that your website, your contact information, like I spoke of before, are all there. And then number 3, you want to look for what tech tools are free versus paid that are out there. Not all of the ones that are paid are necessarily better than the ones that are free. You can do a lot with, let's say, the free version of Canva. Canva is one that I feel like I've been using it for at least 15 years, but definitely the last 10. And now Canva seems to be one of the go-tos to be able to create graphic design. And so with Canva, you can go on and it'll have, you can put in checklists. Well, actually, Annie, is it okay to switch up and show like one of the websites?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Let me get it pulled up. And so for those of you all who don't know what Canva is or who's never looked at Canva, I'm going to switch my share so that you all can see mine as soon as it pulls up.
I'd love to also do a quick poll. Just put an emoji up if you use Canva. I'd be curious how many folks here are using it.
And Canva even has their own AI. So let's see. Switch. Okay, so this is Canva. And so let's say you wanted to create a checklist. Canva is really good at, Canva is really good when to use because even in the paid one, there are tons. So as you can see, they all look different. They're all different topics. But let's say, here's a good one, event management. So with this, you can see who actually created it. You do want to be careful because some people run into licensing issues when they use one and claim it for themselves and again try to put it on things like Amazon Kindle or Amazon's print on demand service. But Canva is a really easy one to use in that you can change the colors pretty quickly of all the graphics. So I can go in and change the bluish purplish color to, let's say, red. And now all of the colors in this one are red. And you can copy and paste, or actually you can copy and paste, or you can go in and type out whatever you need. So if we were trying to use this and it says, marketing and invitations, and we're like, this list is good, but how about we put that we are going to delegate the creation of our materials. And that's one of the checklists. It's pretty easy to go in and change this up. And you can also have it where it's printed out, or you can download it pretty easily. You can print it with Canva and pay them to send it to you, or you can download it in many different file types. So if you wanted to make this a PowerPoint, you could. If you wanted to make it a JPEG or a PNG, you could. If you wanted to download it as even a PDF straight from here, you can. What you can also do with Canva, and this, I won't stay too long on Canva because it's not the only solution. It's just one of the more common ones. You can also send someone a link directly from Canva. So if you're in a pinch and you don't have the time to, you're in a pinch, you want to have something to give away, and you made sure that you put your contact information on your lead magnet, you can put a QR code, put your contact information, and if you don't really have enough time to set up a landing page to pull emails from people, but you want to put something in their hand, you can just give them the link from here and they can download it directly from your Canva. You can send it to your phone. You can create a QR code where they can scan your code and get your download, and you can even embed it in a website. So all of these are things that you can do directly from Canva. You can also put it in your Google Drive and have them get it from your Google Drive as well, which is very nice when you're in a pinch. So don't think because something like Canva is free that it's not going to be good enough or you're not going to get quality. I've seen some really impressive publications and lead magnets that people created in Canva really quickly. And again, if you have a draft, then it is so easy to be able to pull it up really quickly, or pull it together really quickly. I'm trying to pull up I'll pull up the PLR website. It's my computer's kind of going slow right now. I will pull that one up for you as well while I'm here, and while it's pulling up, and I'm going to switch back. Switch back to my other screen so that you all can see. Okay, so PLR Me is one that has been around forever. And PLR Me has all kinds of products because they've been there forever. They give away a lot of, if you sign up with them, like I don't have an affiliate code to give you or anything like that. But if you sign up with them like once a week, they'll send you a freebie. It may not have anything to do with what you teach on or what your service or product is, but they have tons on here there are. And sometimes the freebies are nice, even just to use for yourself, if it doesn't coincide with what topic you have your business surrounding. But here is, and I'm not signed in, I don't think, but I'll just show you some of their content. So as you can see, they have topics on everything. So they have business and marketing, helping others. self-improvement, success and wealth, weight loss, money, mindset, decision. They have things on families. And under each one of these topics, they also have, let's say, business and marketing is a pretty big one. So under each, they have different categories where it distills it down even more. So these are some of the ones that you'll see, like slide deck presentations. This is a bundle. A bundle usually means you're going to get a bunch of different pieces of information, products that you can use. And so a bundle could have, let's say, this one has worksheets. It has a workshop, if you're going to do a workshop, with the slide deck to go with it. It has one report or ebook, and it has action guides and lead magnets. So as you see on something like this, you can use this really to create a whole product, not just a lead magnet. And so it comes with the lead magnet already ready for you. And I guess I could have signed into mine. And you can kind of see this is what, I think this is their lead magnet first. So you can kind of see how it's set out. And this is a good lead magnet in that it's an executive summary. It doesn't give everything, but it gives high level points that they can use pretty easily. It does. You see, this one gives 3, and it's only 8 pages. It also has the reports and ebooks. So they give you all the pages. And one trick, if you use a PLR, a lot of times you get the pictures that go with it, or it's easy to use the pictures that go with it. Like if you don't want to change the cover, you could easily take it, crop it, take out the background, and use the cover as your as the picture for your lead magnet on your landing page. So when people see it, they know what they're getting. But this one, as you can see, has a little bit of everything, and they're instantly downloadable. And so this is just one. I was surprised here recently. I watched Tracy Marks on YouTube. She's a psychiatrist. She talks about a little bit of everything, how to be happy, how to cope as a neurodivergent learner, and all of that kind of stuff. So what I've learned recently is she gets her ideas for her videos and some of her content here. And what you'll also find is with this one, I like PLR Me because it's crowdsourced. So you have different people from different backgrounds who create the content and put it on here for you. And so when I found out that she used it, I was like, haha, what I've been showing my clients, what I've been telling my clients and I've been teaching is correct, because she has really good ratings and I know she's monetized. So knowing that made me do a little chuckle and smile. All right, so 5 essential elements that you want to have for every lead magnet. You want to have a clear title. You want to make sure that you're solving one problem and giving value. You want to make sure that you have your contact information and how they can follow up, and something about you on all of them. You never want to not have that on your lead magnets. And then I've also seen some people who add on their coupon codes or upsells or other products that they offer right there in the back of their lead magnet. And I hope I said a catchy title always. All right, so lead magnets that you don't do. Lead magnets do's. Lead magnets do's. The things that you want to make sure you have for your lead magnet is you want to create each lead magnet, again, to solve one specific problem. Design it for immediate implementation. that's one of the reasons you don't want to overwhelm people. You want them to be able to print it off, look at it, or download it, look at it, and actually put it into use. One of the reasons that a full course doesn't work for a good lead magnet is statistics show most people don't finish courses, especially if it is one that they do on their own. But if it's a quick cheat sheet, or it's a quick, worksheet that helps them think through, or a quick quiz or assessment that they can do in under 10 minutes and actually use that nugget, they will. So you want to make it short. You want to keep your title very specific and results oriented. So they should be able to look at it and know exactly what it is and what value is provided for them. You want to try to use professional design elements, but again, even if it's a one pager and it's a Word document, if the value is there, the meat is there, it doesn't have to have the lipstick and be super pretty. And you can always update it. You want to be strategic in how you're using content from PLRs and MRRs. One of the things that I neglected to say is if you're using it, that means somebody else or one of your competitors may have used it, and you really don't want to give people junk or just give them the same thing. So you really do want to try to customize it, put your own swag on it, add to it your own personality and your true tips. And again, you want to test out different formats, because it could be the same information delivered in different ways. It could be a quick video as a lead magnet. It could be, again, an audio clip, a MP3 that's 5 minutes or less, that you can easily send them the link to listen to. Cheat sheets and all of that. Just make it quick. And at the end of it, you want to have what to do next. So now that you've implemented this, go to my page and this is what you can do next. Or now that you've implemented this, consider this next step. What you don't want to do is put everything under the sun. You don't want to overwhelm people. You don't want it to take forever for them to consume or to actually implement. And most times if you put too much in there, that's exactly what happens. You want to make it so that they're not turned off. I know that I've signed up for stuff and you expect to give your email. Maybe you're emailing your name on a landing page to get your to get a lead magnet. But to ask for a mailing address, phone number, a whole bunch of extra questions, that will make people not opt in and feel like you're asking too much and second guess whether or not you're trying to provide value or if you're overstepping. You don't want to use generic titles. If you use ChatGPT, don't just use the title it gives you. Really have a structure onto what the product is, who it helps, and what one of the benefits are. So like create a lead magnet for business owners in under 2 hours, or create a lead magnet that converts clients or that attracts clients in under 2 hours that has the specifics in the title to make you know what the lead magnet is for. Or it could be checklists on how to or something like that. Sorry. Don't forget that most people look at things on their phone. Even downloads for lead magnets. I know me, I'll download it while I'm on my phone, but I want to have it be able to open. So avoid doing zip files or super small print or things that don't convert well on a mobile phone or a tablet. And don't create stuff for what you want to give them or what you want to teach. Make sure that you're giving value. That's what your audience really wants to learn. And then the last thing is don't neglect the follow-up sequence. If you get their emails, you want to nurture that relationship. So you get their email and then you can follow up. Hey, did you use it? Hey, is there any questions that you may have had about it that I can help you with? Or here's the next step. So once you've done it, here's the next step. Another tip is to always download your own. You want to see what the client journey looks like. So if they download it, you want to know what the page looks like. After it's downloaded, is it easy to open? Is it easy to find the link for it or the document and what the document looks like, coming through whatever system that you use. And there's a bunch of different systems that you can use. I won't go into it here, but like Gumroad or Payhip or Podia that have where it's free to set up your page, it's free to put your lead magnet on there, and it can capture the email address. And so those are really easy to set up. When you set it up, you want to make sure that there's an urgency trigger. Let them know that they need to use it now, maybe your lead magnet won't always be there. You want to be very precise, because the ones that have precise promises will always outperform the general ones. And you also want your lead magnet to be your authority maker, to be the thing that makes people think, this person really knows what they're talking about. And in this area, they're the expert, and I want to find out more. And a tip, most people don't just want information. Information is a dime a dozen now. You can go to Google anything, Chat GPT, anything. What they're looking for is specific transformation. How can you solve a little bitty problem, get them from here to there? And if you can do that, then they can trust you that you can solve the bigger problems that they may not even know that they need. All right. We talked about the headline. You want to make sure that you have a good call to action within your lead magnet. And studies show that for every dollar that's spent on your email marketing, that you should be able to generate $36. So if you can get their email address, if you can get them to buy into getting your lead magnet, most likely they will be receptive to you emailing them and you following up, especially if the next email that they get is, now that you got my lead magnet, here's how you can put it into place if you haven't, and here's what the next step to capitalize on it is. I'm going to skip a little bit. Well, Annie, I don't want to go over because I want to be respectful of time. I have about 10 more minutes worth, but we got about 3. Is it okay to go over a little bit?
Yeah, we can go over, and like I said to everyone here, I'll be I can stay on. I'm gonna record or send out the recording anyway. So if you have to hop off, hop off. If you can stay, and I'll send it out to everyone no matter what.
Thank you. All right. Another good thing for another good bit of advice is to leverage your partners, affiliates, communities to help you promote your lead magnet. Because what some people forget is that you know somebody who knows somebody who could use what you have. And so I've also had myself and my clients to send their lead magnets. Hey, can you send this to your people? And you can even do like kind of an affiliate agreement, or you help me, I help you. You want to make sure that it's not hidden, that everywhere you go, even in your email signature, you can put, hey, ask me how you can get my free book, or click here for my free downloadable about X, Y, and Z. Your lead magnet can go right there. It can go on your YouTube, your description, your channel description, your links on Facebook and Instagram and all of that. So you want to try to get as many places as you can, because the more people see it, the bigger your list gets and the more opportunity to convert leads into clients. I suggest if you do a follow-up email sequence that it's 3 to 5 emails. That's it. Let it time out, let it die. But if they sign up for your lead magnet, you don't want to a year later still be talking about the same lead magnet. And maybe even on the 3rd or the 5th email, you on all of the emails you can make an upsell offer, but you don't want to be salesy. You really do want to provide value. And what you will find is, if you really provide value, if it's not a lead magnet that just has generic info that could be Googled or that Chat GPT spits out, what you'll realize is the more value you give up front, the more people trust you and the more they're likely to buy from you and to open later and to click on your stuff. They won't just put it away in file 13 or feel like you're spamming them. I know I have people that when they've sent me stuff and it's really good, I want to share it and tell everybody else about it. Okay, so to get it back to the 2 hours, for the things that you have to do from actually conceptualizing what it is to getting it out, don't spend more than 30 minutes for each task in creating it, and don't expect there to be more than 30 minutes of what it takes to actually implement it. All right, so you always, or at least you want to try to get your people to commit to implementing the lead magnet that you gave them. And so I'm gonna do the same for you. So I told you all, if you stay to the end, that I had some freebies that may be able to help you with getting your lead magnet together. And so my offer to you to help you is, if you download the lead magnet, I'm not going to spam you or anything like that, but I will help you by having a 5-day challenge that will kind of guide you on each of the steps that we kind of went over. Because an hour, we can do it in under, you can do the lead magnet in under 2 hours. There's things that you're going to want to know though, like where should you put it, or how can people download it? How to create your own email sequence after. And so if you sign up, you will get the opportunity to also sign up for a 5-day challenge, straight email. But you'll also have my email if you have questions on anything that's in the challenge. And I promise that I will help you. I will even look at it if you design it and you want me to give it a once over and see if, based on my expertise and my knowledge, if it will convert or if there's things that you can do to tweak it. I would be more than happy to. So we can see kind of what the results are going to be. Just don't over obsess about making it perfect. We can always work through it. All right. Again, don't let perfection be the enemy of your profit, because your business does need a lead magnet. So I feel like I rush because it's so much and I get excited about even talking about this. But I created a free gift for you guys. There is 100, actually it's more like 130 digital products that you can create like really quickly. So as you saw on PLR Me, it had a list of like different types of, and I didn't even compare. I just went through and thought of the ones that I knew of that worked, or that I've created, or my clients have created, and compiled that for you. So everything from educational products to what quick services you may be able, even doing I try to tell people not to do it, but even doing a 20-minute quick call with someone, a consulting call, could be your lead magnet. It provides value. They get to meet you. They get to see that you're not just the run of the mill. It's not the answers they get from ChatGPT. Just remember, if you do that, please, please, please stick to the 20 minutes or less. I would say probably make it 5 to 10 minutes and make it one problem that you're trying to solve or one quick question, not get sucked into doing an hour. But that is on the list. And you know what tools and templates and things like that you can offer. So it is under summitgift.nicholecompton.com. And so you can access your free guide there. But wait, there's more. Got another one for you. So there's also an ebook, and this ebook is a pretty easy read. There are graphics so that you don't get overwhelmed, and it's not something that you it complements the list, but it's something that you can get even more of kind of what we talked about and how you make your lead magnet. I guess it's more of the next step. After you made your lead magnet, how you make your lead magnet convert to your client, to paying clients and loyal fans. So that one is under Summit Gift 2 nicholecompton.com. And if you want to reach me or you have questions, this is my email and my phone number. If you have questions about anything that we talked about today, or if you already have a lead magnet and you just want me to give it the once over, I think our group that's here is in a size that I can dedicate that time to help each of you. And thank you very much.
Thanks
Thank you
so
for bearing
much.
with me.
Yeah,
Thank you for
thanks,
bearing with me.
Nichole. Really appreciate it. I'll just end by saying thanks everyone for coming. I will, again, send out the recording so everyone will have it. Keep in touch with Nichole. She's just such a great resource. And then if you want to check out more events, we have so many amazing upcoming events. They're all at moneyessentials.com/events. So I'm just going to pop that down here in the chat too. Yeah, lots of good upcoming ones, especially for business owners who are trying to bring in more leads. So thanks again, Nichole. Any final words before we wrap up?
No, I appreciate your time and patience with me. And I hope that my challenge to you all is that within the next 5 days, but preferably within the next 30 minutes, just take a second, do a brain dump, and see if you can challenge yourself. See if within the next 2 hours you can get something created.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Thanks, everyone. Take care. We'll see you at the next one. Bye.
Bye.